Happy Sabbath. This is Pastor Wentland Paul bringing you another voice note. We affirm faith and we celebrate critical Christian thinking. Today's subject is entitled The Sin of Aboutness. I repeat, the sin of aboutness. In a short article of Cliff Notes on what exactly is the theme of a story and how can I recognize it, the author states the following. The theme of the story is what the author is trying to convey. In other words, the central idea of the story. Short stories often have one theme, where novels usually have multiple themes. The theme of a story is woven all the way through the story, and the characters' actions and interactions and motivations all reflect the theme of the story. But don't be confused with the story's plot or moral. The plot is simply what happens in the story in the order of the story's events. The moral is the lesson that the writer intends to communicate through the character. And thus, one must see that events of the story illustrate the theme of the story, and the lesson that you learn relates directly to the theme of the story, unquote. Thus, the theme of a story is the aboutness of a story. What is the aboutness of my life? Is it about achieving, maybe acquiring, proving a point precipitated by past disappointment and pain? Is it belonging to a group, a lifestyle, a nice community in the suburbs of a great city? What is the aboutness of my life? In Luke chapter 17, verse 32, it quotes, "Remember Lot's wife." Remember Lot's wife, unquote. Sodom was the aboutness of Lot's wife. This means that she was intentionally absorbed with Sodom. That even though she was escaping the disaster of a burning Sodom, she was not prepared to lose the danger of an exciting Sodom. I repeat for emphasis. This means that she was intentional about Sodom, that even though she was escaping the disaster of a burning Sodom, she was not prepared to lose the danger of an exciting Sodom. I quote from Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Intentionality, on the other hand, has to do with directedness, aboutness, or reference of mental states. The fact that, for example, you think of or about something, unquote. She was intentional about Sodom. Her directedness was Sodom. Her aboutness was Sodom. The question that is to be asked, do I have the sin of aboutness? Or do I reflect and I'm engrossed in the sin of aboutness? The answer is simple. Remember Lot's wife. I thank you very much.